remove this and install the mechanical clock. So you can see the wires. This is our door frame heater 780. We have our light, our defrost, our fan, and our condensing unit. The bottom had the sensors and then the door switch leg. And I'll show you that as we hook them back up. And there was a schematic on the inside of the cover here. Wasn't the greatest, but close enough for government work. Really hard to read. But we'll get into this. So I've gone as far as taking this out. We're gonna mount the clock in there, the thermostat, and the relay. These are the parts I'm gonna use. The 814100 time clock, the Ranco ETC thermostat, and the True relay. Which it says on here that it's good for 25 amps at 120 volts. We're going to run the compressor through here. The defrost heaters will run through the time clock. The thermostat will be a slave for the relay for cooling. The defrost timer is screwed in where the relay pack was at, and then we go ahead and pop in our time clock. It'll pop in there just like that. Okay, I'll go ahead and wire up the thermostat out here. That's my 120 volts coming in. A lot of times it tells you just to run the jumper around here and into there. I don't like stacking wires on these little tiny terminal blocks. So in applications where I could just run a complete wire, I'll just go ahead and run that, and that's my common, which will, these two go to the same place. And then this is my switch leg from the thermostat to normally open. And that's going to go to the coil on the relay to energize the relay. And that's how I'm setting that up. Now that I got that in there, I can go ahead and mount this next to the time clock in there on the freezer. So we got the time clock mounted, we got the thermostat mounted, we got the relay mounted. And so far I got the switch leg out of the thermostat going to the coil on the contactor. And we'll get the rest of this wiring going. And I'll show you. That's where we're at so far. I'm going to show you guys this real quick. Alright, so I put it in the defrost. That's working. So, power comes in. We fire off the clock. We fire off the thermostat. Out of the clock, we go up to the fans through the door switch, which is the brown wire. And I fire off half of the contactor. The other half of the contactor goes to the condensing unit. The switch leg from the thermostat fires off the relay. So when we go in the defrost, the thermostat's still energized. We're killing power to half of this relay from the defrost timer. We kill the fans and we energize defrost heaters. Come out of defrost, kick back on. And we got power back into their thermostat's already set up. Now, if you do this and you're going to run the freezer at 0 or below, you need to put a 3-wire fan delay termination up there. These guys only want to run it to 20, so I'm only going to set this for 16 degrees with a 4-degree differential. So it'll pull down to 16 and turn back on at 20 because they're just using it for meat. They just want to chop meat. So they don't want it rock hard. And that's how it ended up looking when we're all done. We got hot, neutral, door switch for the fans, power for the compressor relay. It's that simple. And we got rid of all this stuff. Now the problem we have here, those condensers get dirty. This can't handle the amp draw. These always melt down and disintegrate. That's a huge problem we have here. And also the relays, the thermistors always fail. So we're just trying to get a little better run for this guy. He's had a lot of bad luck with this one. Also, the main ground from the unit is on the case right there, as you can see. And this is all screwed into there too. So I'll probably take one more ground from here just down into the case. I'll probably go grab a wire and do that real quick. And that should be pretty good. Good to go right there. So I hope that makes sense. Cover on. T-stat clock inside for the next course hole. Up here. And stop in the... Alright, checking the fans off the door switch. They're good. Cover on. T-stat clock inside. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. I probably don't recommend you guys doing that too often. In that case right there, the customer had some special needs where they only want the box at 20 degrees. So ripping out that electronic stuff and putting in the mechanicals, not that big of an issue. If they're newer units that are going to be kept at the proper temperatures, probably want to go back with OEM gear. But if you get older ones, like I've came across those old Charleston, the IntelliTrols, you know, to buy the components for those when they're old gets pretty expensive. And you can do what I just did on a Charleston also and convert it to mechanical. I was only about $140 my cost in parts on that. So I can give the customer a heck of a deal to switch that over if it's the right situation. So that's where it's at on that one. Hope that helped you out for some of you guys. I know some of you guys already do this a bunch. I read the comments. Some of you guys in other countries go the other way, take mechanical ones and make them digital. That's cool too. Whatever works for you. Like, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right, late.